Hello, this is Shadow of the Moon 87, and today I'm going to be continuing my Halloween-themed spooky deck profiles with my wife's Burning Abyss deck. So, just to keep in mind, this is her player preference, her personal choice that she chooses what cards to put in here. So there may be things in here that you may personally not have, or you may not add, or you may play the deck a little bit differently. But she chooses to have a little less PK Knights in here, but she does have it in there. And this is more of a pure Burning Abyss deck. Now, I have a lot of fun being able to play against this deck and just being able to see it, because me personally, I have never played against Burning Abyss, and it is just insane how fast this deck is. I actually have to say this is about as fast as my Blackwing deck easily. Just being able to special summon from the graveyard or from the hand with their effects, and just being able to go all out and have like 6 monsters on the field so easily in one turn. When I say 6 is because you have the extra deck slot that you have up there for the Link monsters, and then being able to special summon all the monsters in a row right here. And it's just crazy to be able to see this. I was and I just had so much fun playing against it. I just also want to say thank you to my new subscribers. You guys rock. I love that you take the time to watch these videos, even post comments on them. You just learn something and everything. Even this is just more of a fun and casual channel at times and everything, especially with this deck. I just wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you, so thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for watching my videos and just taking the time to actually just enjoy them and everything. So thanks so much. Alright, so also this deck has 2 Foolish Burials in here, so obviously it's limited to 1. I do not make her play by the ban list because I don't really see the need for it, especially if it's just like Foolish Burial and I'm just casually having fun playing against her and everything. So if you don't see it, if you see anything in this deck that you wouldn't place, that's, like I said before, that's player preference. This is just personally what she likes to do. Alright, so without any further ado, without me rambling, let's go ahead and get started. So the best thing about these Burning Abyss cards, what I love about them, is the ability that all of them can special summon from the hand, but they don't activate their primary effect because they all have primary effect. And they all swarm like crazy. So the first thing you're going to knock and show is going to be Skarm, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. Its special effect is going to be during the end phase. If this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add a level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your deck to your hand, except him. So that is one of the best things about this deck, is how fast it is by that aspect. All of them can special summon from the hand. If you control no spell and trap cards, you just can't activate their main effects. So I would definitely run 3 of those because of how good they are. Secondly, it's going to be 3 copies of Seer, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. This guy, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Burning Abyss monster in your graveyard, except him, and special summon it. So this is a great way to be able to get monsters from the graveyard and special summon them to go into Dante, which then Dante can go into Beatrix, and see what I mean? It just is absolute craziness combos in this deck. Alright, then 3 copies of Grapha, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. Grapha is a very good card and great card in this deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a Burning Abyss monster from your deck, except him. So he allows you to special summon straight from your deck. Then 2 copies of Farfa. And Farfa, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a monster on the field and banish it until the end phase. So this is a really good combo. If you can get this when you bring it on the field, you can banish your opponent's monsters. That is a really good way to be able to knock out a lot of what your opponent can have and everything, and set you up for a OTK, because this deck can OTK because of how fast it swarms. Alright, and then 2 copies of Libic, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your hand, but its effects are negated. Obviously, it does the same thing as being able to activate. If you control a spell or trap cards, you can special summon this from your hand. So what I love about this deck is cards like Fiendish Rhino, which can make that to where they can't destroy themselves, and Torgod of the Underworld, which can basically search them out from the deck and negate their effects, meaning that if you control a Burning Abyss monster, normally they would get destroyed. If you don't control one, makes it to where you can actually play them and not have to worry about them getting destroyed by their effects. Alright, so then she runs 3 copies of Alec, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. Alec is probably one of the best cards in here, because if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a face-up monster on the field and negate its effects. Now, what makes that really an amazing effect is with Beatrix. Beatrix allows you to dump a Burning Abyss monster from your graveyard, and then when this is sent to the graveyard, it negates the monster's effect. So she runs 3 in this deck for that reason, because it can constantly negate your opponent's card effects. Alright, then 2 copies of Rubik, Mountain Branch of the Burning Abyss. If you special summon this card from your hand, you can only use the effect once per turn. It cannot be used as synchro except for the synchro summon of a Burning Abyss monster. This is going to be used, guys, for her synchro that she has in this deck. She's got 2 copies of, and it is the only tuner in the deck. Alright, so that's going to be it for the Burning Abyss cards. Now we're going to move on to the other ones. So obviously, 3 tour guides of the Underworld, because this is one of the best cards in this deck. Being allowed to, when it's normal summon, special summon a level 3 fiend type level 3 fiend type monster from your deck, negating its effects, allowing you to go into some crazy plays, especially with Dante and the fusion monsters and the synchros. Alright, and then like I said before, this has 3 copies of Fiendish Rhino Warrior. This is a Fiend type. I know it says Rhino Warrior, but it's a Fiend type. This allows your Burning Abyss monsters to not get destroyed by card effects, so they won't get destroyed by their own card effects. You do not have to worry about that. Normally, like I said, they get destroyed if there's a monster other than a Burning Abyss on the field, on their side of the field, but this will prevent that from happening, allowing you to keep going with your plays. Alright, so this is going to be the small PK package that she has. You've got 1 Silent Boots, Phantom Silent Boots, Ragged Gloves, and Ancient Cloak. These are going to be very important for your combo pieces, because this is what's going to be dumped in the graveyard using Rusty Bardiche, allowing you to get Fogblade and allowing you to get the Tomb Shield, because Tomb Shield makes it where it's a level 3 monster. Everything in this deck is a level 3, so that is very important to also note that Burning Abyss is going to be a level 3. You want to pretty much have level 3 monsters only in this deck to be able to make the deck work and swarm. Alright, so that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's move on to the extra deck. So, 3 copies of their own fusion. It's going to be Determinus of the Burning Abyss. So you can fusion summon a Burning Abyss monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion monsters, which is amazing because you can fusion summon, obviously, from your hand that way. You can banish this card from the graveyard, then target a Burning Abyss monster on your field. It gains 800 attack and defense until your opponent's turn. So obviously the idea is to be able to fusion summon this guy, and then next turn, except for the turn that you activate it, you can give them an additional 800 point boost. But it's a good way to get into your fusion monster. And then 2 copies of MST. Like I said, this can be used as, you can use Cosmic Cyclone if you have that. If you want to use that, you can use the Twin Twisters. You can use whatever you want. Heavy Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster, whatever. She's just running the 2 MSTs in here because it's a quick play and it does destroy spell and traps on the field. And then, like I said, 2 Foolish Burials. I know it is down to 1. This is her personal choice because it's player preference. This is what she plays. You just dump your Burning Abyss monsters into your graveyard, and that's going to allow them to special summon. Alright, and then 1 copy of Dark Hole. This is going to destroy everything on the field. I don't know, I cannot remember if this is banned or not, but like I said, this is what she likes to play because it destroys everything on the field, so it does not affect her at all. Alright, so that's it for the spells. Let's move on to the traps. So just the 1 copy of the Firelands of the Burning Abyss. This requires you to have 2 face-up Burning Abyss monsters you control and then target up to 3 cards on the field and destroy them. So this basically can field wipe your opponent with up to 3 cards. You just have to have 2 Burning Abyss cards on the field, which is not hard to get at all. Alright, so then we're going to run 2 copies of the Phantom Knights Fogblade. This is going to negate your opponent's monster effects and everything, and he's going to be searched out using Rusty Bardiche. And then 2 copies of the Phantom Knights of Tomb Shield. This will allow you to special summon a level 3 monster using this as the monster. Alright, so that's going to be it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. So, first and foremost, we've got the Dante, Pilgrim of the Burning Abyss, the fusion monster selectively for this deck. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can send a Burning Abyss card from your hand to the graveyard to draw a card. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or this card you control is sent to the graveyard or your opponent's card effect, you can send 1 card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. So this basically acts as a delinquent duo to discard a card from their hand and also allows you to draw cards. So that is really, really important in this deck because you want to be able to get that hand advantage and also make sure that your opponent does not have that hand at all to play. Then we've got 2 copies of Virgil, Rockstar of the Burning Abyss. This is your only synchro in the deck. Once this card can target one card your opponent controls in their graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if this card is on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can draw a card, and you can only use it once per turn. So this also allows you to draw cards from your deck. And then the big Mamma Jamma, the main card in this deck, Dante, the one that you are going to be seeing more often than not. Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. Once per turn, you can attach a material from this card to choose a number from 1 to 3, then send that many cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. This will allow you to mill your Burning Abyss cards or your PK cards to be able to start pulling off your combos. And then to the end of the phase, this card gains 500 attack for each card that is sent to the graveyard. If this card attacks, it is changed to defense position. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Burning Abyss monster from this card and add it back to your hand. So it recycles the Burning Abyss monsters and allows them to add them back to your hand, allowing you to keep going with your plays. Like I said, this whole deck is just, it makes it to where you never run out of plays because you are constantly going into your hands, you're constantly special summoning from the graveyard, you're just constantly adding stuff to the graveyard and back to the hand, and so on and so forth. Then one copy of Beatrix, Lady of the Eternal. This is what you're going to be using for the combo of dumping the monster into the graveyard to special summon, to banish or negate its effects. That is why she's in here. She is absolutely amazing to being able to just be able to get rid of Alich, and Alich can be sent to the graveyard using its effect, which will then in person allow you to negate a monster's effects. Alright, then we've got 2 copies of Cherubini, Ebon Angel of the Burning Abyss. Monsters this card points to cannot be destroyed by card effects and also cannot be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect. Also, you can send a Burning Abyss monster from your, any dark monster, Dark Fiend type monster, any dark monster, and this will gain attack equal to the monster sent. So this is going to be important because you play this into the Link Zone, and this will protect your Burning Abyss monsters from being destroyed by battle or by card effects. And then 1 Appaloosa, because Appaloosa can be easily summoned in this deck. This will allow you to get negates. You can get 5 negates with this card, which is absolutely insane. And then 1 copy of Borlo Dragon. This will help you being able to take your opponent's monster, make them lose a 500 attack and defense, and this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Then you've got your Rusty Bardiche, because this will put your Phantom Knights monsters into the graveyard to be able to search for your Fogblade and your Tomb Shield. And then lastly, your Nightmare Unicorn and your Nightmare Phoenix. Alright, so that's going to be it for the deck. I hope you enjoyed. This is an amazing deck. I love being able to play against this deck because of how fast it is. And it replenishes so much fuel every single time that it plays. You never run out. You never have to worry about anything. And it's just a lot of fun to be able to play with. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. I've got some more deck profiles coming, so please stay tuned. I've got 2 more, and then round out for the Halloween event that I'm going to be showing you. And then, like I said, I've got a lot of good stuff planned for in the future, especially for the Christmas. I've got 3 tins to be opening of Ancient Battles. I know by then it'll be out of style, but those are when I choose to open it and everything, because I thought it would be a little bit, I thought it would be better to be able to open them a couple months afterwards. And that giant Maximum Gold mini box with 5 of the boxes, and I cannot wait for that. Also, thought this was really, really cute. This is her Bafflement sticker, and isn't it absolutely adorable? Look at that sticker. That is so cool, and I got that for her off of Etsy because she wanted to have a sticker that went with the deck box, and Etsy has some really good stickers, so if you haven't had a chance, please check them out because they have a lot of really good custom-made stickers that you don't usually see anywhere else. Alright, so that, finally, any further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, see you guys next time. Later.